Holy shit, what just happened? It's me again, guys. Evie the End, or Sean, basically, scratching out the Evie the End thing. Um, I'm back, not in full strength though. I got a little bit of a cold and whatever. Um, yeah, I'm pretty much coming slowly back into the game. I don't know. I got a job at Toys R Us, and I saw a couple of decks on that were going on sale and whatever, and I decided to pick up three of them. And made myself a little Dark World deck. I don't plan on buying any Synchros or XYZs, so my builds, when you look at my videos, expect them not to be super highly expensive builds, but rather something affordable and yet very competitive to play. So whenever you see my name there in Team Umbra's channel, expect somewhat of a budget builder, because that's what you're pretty much going to get from me. So obviously, I made Dark World. It's pretty much something that I ran back in the day when Team Umbra first started off. I made a Psychic Dark World, and that kind of flopped out and whatnot. But then when I saw the new deck come in, I tried it on Dueling Network, and it became pretty freaking amazing. So yeah, I don't have an extra deck. I don't have an extra deck. I don't plan on having an extra deck. I don't really have a side deck going around right now, but whatever, it's in the works. So I'll just tell you my build that I have right now, and I'll tell you the explanations and the weird choices that I make in some of them. So this deck is pretty much, you could get it under 30 bucks, 30 to $40 depending on where you live, Canada, United States. I finished mine. Well, it's not finished. There's still a couple proxies in here, about like 3 or 4 of them maybe, but it's pretty easy to build. And I'll just explain the choices. So starting off with the monsters, we've got 3 copies of Grappa, or Grappa, whatever. Anyways, 3 of these guys, when he's discarded, pop a card. When your opponent discards him, you look at their hand, take a monster, and you think you special summon it? Yeah, you special summon it to your side of the field. So that's actually really broken. And pay attention to his level. It's level 8, and I'll mention why about that later. But yeah, he becomes a 3000 beater with gates on the field. So he's actually pretty amazing. So he's the reason why this deck is really broken, especially when you have an whatever. I'll explain it later. 3 Snow. He's pretty much my everything in the deck. He's my Sangan. He's my Searcher. He's my Floater. He's my Terraforming. He's everything. I run 3 of him because he's just pretty awesome. And plus, with gates on the field, it becomes a 2000. So yeah, he's pretty awesome as well. I run 1 Scar for early game, and also just for a name. Especially with late game when you don't really need him. He's really good to just normal summon and bounce back to your hand, special grab from the grave. So he's pretty good too. When you destroy by battle, you add a level 4 lower Dark World monster to your hand. Braun. Braun is hella good, especially with gates on the field. It becomes a 21 beater with a crazy effect where you attack and like, I don't know, it's just, he pulls off so many ridiculous things. Like if you, I don't know, I pulled off a lot of things when I attack, ditch, Grapha Papa's monster, like, it was just, he's really, really good. I'm actually thinking of running 2 of him. He's an amazing floater and amazing beat stick as well. I only run 2 beige because I'm not running XYZs, because I don't have any, nor do I want any. He pretty much, when he's discarded by a card effect, just special summon him, he becomes a 19 beater with gates on the field. So he's really pretty good too. I only run 2 Brow for the sole fact that he seems to clog up in the hand, and you don't really want to normal summon him because you really want to get his effect off by drawing a card and whatnot. So I like him at 2. You can push to 3, but whatever, it's just a preference. I'm not trying to run a turbo build or anything extremely competitive or crazy or whatnot or extremely sacky, but 2 is actually really fine for me. Because I run 3 Sylvas. Sylva, holy shit. Ditch, special summon, your opponent ditches him. Like, you take 2 of their cards, set into the bottom of the deck. That is a game-changing move. Game-changing move, and this actually really ties in with a bunch of combos that are in the deck, and I'll explain why in a second. But he is amazing. Amazing. I run 1 Tragodia, and the reason why I run Tragodia is because a lot of monsters right now, especially Synchros, are level 8. What level is Grapha? Level 8 as well. So when you special summon, you can ditch Grapha to take control of the level 8 monsters as well. Especially a lot of floaters that you have in your hand. You could have Braun, no, sorry, not Braun, Brow, Silva, all those guys, man. And he gets even more stronger with gates on the field. You gotta guys remember that he's a fiend as well. So he's actually really amazing and a very flexible card. Yeah, I run it. It's one of my favorite cards ever. I don't think I've ever ran a deck without him. He's just my favorite, especially in Dark World. Holy shit. God forgive me for the pluses you can get with this one card. That's all I have to say. Sangan, I don't really know why he's in here. He searches out Scar and Brawl. That's pretty much it. I'm thinking of getting rid of him and replacing him with either another Scar or something like that because it's pretty much the same shit. For spells, I run Gates, 3 of them. Pretty much the card that makes the deck. Jesus. That makes the deck work. It's every fiend type monster gets 300 attack, and also at the same time you could remove from play a fiend monster, ditch a fiend monster, and draw 1 card. You can combo like crazy with this, especially when you have multiples in your hand. You could actually go for a game with 2 of these. Now what pretty much makes the deck really work are 3 Dark World dealing, ditch 1, draw 1, works with every single Dark World monster in this deck, as well as 3 Dark World Lightning. A lot of decks now, they don't set as much, but you know what? Heavy Storm is back, so they do seem to set that Starlight Road, or I've seen it actually quite often now on a lot of videos online that people are starting to use Starlight Road again. This guy could fish out the Starlight Roads, and he could pretty much get rid of the Mirror Force or the Solemn Warning or pretty much anything that could get in the way, but you could also get a plus off of it if you do ditch a Dark World monster. So keep that in mind in running 3. Card Destruction, it's actually pretty good. I don't know, I can't really say anything about it. It's like Morphing Jar, but pretty much a little bit shittier, but whatever. He's pretty good. 3 Zur, I found him to be really good. No, I'm just kidding. This is Drag Me Down to the Graves or something like that, where both players look at each other's hands and discard a monster and draw 1 card. If you are smart, you can make this card work. It's you set certain cards, you activate it. He has to ditch a Dark World monster, and he does get screwed over in a way. It doesn't count as your opponent's effect, so Silva's effect and Grapha's effect, second's effect, will not work. It's your own effect. It's your own card. So keep that in mind with rulings and whatnot. So yeah, it's a really good card, and especially for some of the traps that I'm running, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Dark Hole gets the staple. Monster Reborn. 1 MST because I run. This is a Heavy Storm. I just seem to have lost mine. Heavy Storm. 1 MST because I run Heavy Storm and I run 3. Whatever it's called, shitty shit, Dark World Lightning. Really good card, but whatever. Too much is too much. Yeah, this is Heavy Storm. My traps are really interesting, so just pay attention on this. Deck Devastation Virus, it's really good, especially when you have Grapha in the grave, and it's really amazing early game if you can pull off a Silva and deck dev it. It's a really flexible card, and if you do pull it off early game, you shut down a lot of their monsters. Like they can't tour guide you. I think I'm not sure how much attack he has. His Sangan, all little basic mini floaters, especially. I don't know, man. Like if you were able to pull this off first game, and you actually see the amount of plus you could get off deck dev, run it. And the reason why Drag Down is so good is because of this here. Double Mind Crush and Dust Shoot. Just recently I was playing at my friend's house and I actually managed to pull off a Drag Down, Dust Shoot, and Double Mind Crush in 1 turn. He had 1 card left. It's a ridiculous combo. If you could just get either like these 2 or let alone these 2 after doing a Drag Down, wow, it's just you could actually just win just by these 3 cards, and you could just keep poking them to death. It's a great card. It's phenomenal. These 3 cards are amazing. And because I am a really annoying son of a bitch sometimes, I like running the Skill Drain. No Dark World monsters except Brawn have a good effect on the field. I highly recommend this card in Dark World because of the sole fact that you don't really need their effect. They have no effect when they're on the field except for 1 of them. They all resolve in the grave, or if not in your hand or whatnot. But Skill Drain is a very flexible card, especially when you're playing against something as crazy as Light Sworns or X Sabers, where they have to get their normal summons off, or they have to stay at the end phase and whatnot. So this could really stall the shit out of your opponent, and it can make you set up for big pushes and big plays when you need to. So keep that in mind. And don't forget, don't play when you have Tragodia on the field. It's a little stupid mistake I made last week. So don't forget, Skill Drain, Tragodia, not good. So, anyways, that's pretty much it. I don't have, like I said, it is a budget builder, kind of, sorta. I mean, this deck is kind of pricey and whatnot, but it's a really fun deck, and I highly recommend to try it out on Dueling Network for free, or if you just want to go nuts and just buy the deck and build it yourself. It's all up to you. It's a really fun deck, and I highly recommend playing it. Especially, there's a lot of variants. I've actually seen, to be completely honest, a remove from play build, Dark World, and obviously their effects only resolve in the grave, but there's a crazy twist to one of them. It ran an XYZ, it ran a bunch of XYZs, and also Return from the Different Dimension, which is actually one of my favorite cards as well. So I don't know. You're gonna have to look that up on YouTube. I don't really know exactly where it is, but check it out. And props to whoever made that. And well, that's pretty much it. I'll be posting videos soon. I guess I won't be trying to build any other decks than this one here. I'm trying to make this one pretty good, and if I do get a chance to change my deck up with XYZs and Synchros, I plan on doing that as well. I don't have a trade binder. To be frankly honest, this is my trade binder. It's a tiny little Pokemon binder, and it pretty much has all the other monsters that came in the starter deck, like Battle Faders and Card Trooper and Golds and whatnot. So, yeah, I don't plan on making anything crazy, but like I said, if you like my stuff, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.